Namaskar, Namaste. Today's topic is leadership and critical thinking, and how to foster critical thinking in critical times. So, I hope you will bear with my Indian accent, nothing to be ashamed of, and almost you should be proud of your accent. According to topic, leadership and first part of it, which leadership and critical thinking. So, critical thinking is nothing to do with criticism. Criticism, maybe it's a minute part of critical thinking. Critical thinking is about objectivity, that is based on inferences, based on experiences, and based on rationality. Uh, this critical thinking is defended. So that is all about. So accuracy and reality of facts is of pertinent importance. That is about critical thinking, and how to develop it. How to develop leadership and how to develop critical thinking, especially in critical times like corona pandemic or any other difficulty in our lives. So in order to think about critical times is the testing period of your critical thinking. You have ability to think critically in normal times, but you never know what is your ability in critical times. So you are tested for that, and these problems are like unforeseen, that have never happened in your life. So it is your test, and for that to be prepared, you have to be on your senses. Um, uh, you can think peacefully, so your mind and your head should be at peace. Your heart also should be at peace. It's also a test of emotional intelligence. So in order to that, your experience comes at handy, that is true, but still it's never too late to keep senses. You can nurture some practices. You can practice peace, meditation or yogic practices, yoga, or if you know any other practice that helps, even simple exercise, running or walking for ample amount of time in your daily schedule. Because what happens most of the times, we have many jobs, kind of nature is sitting jobs. That means you have to use apply your head and write something on paper, or do something with the objects by sitting there. So there is a less amount of uh, testing of senses and less amount of work to your body. So in order to uh, remain healthy, and in order to, because if you are healthy, you are at your 100% energy level, then you can take proper decisions at proper time, or critical decisions at critical time. So that is one part of being healthy, or practicing peace, or practicing healthy lifestyle, uh, that may impact on your decision making. Then to nurture critical thinking, you have to think how you make decisions. You have to review that, how you make decisions, or what are the hurdles in decision making. Many times you deny some problem. So denial of problem is a major hurdle. Then sometimes uh, you come across only some points of that problem, or some points of that critical happenings, but you know don't know picture in its entirety. So in order to take a comprehensive picture into consideration, you must consult with others, and also you deal with all the stakeholders involved to solve that problem, or who are going to be affected by that critical happenings, or that pandemic or whatever kind of difficult situations. So you have to deal with all the stakeholders, you have to consult, and then come at a uh, proper decision. So in order to come at that decision, you should look at the consequences. You should be able to anticipate consequences, so your ability to predict is also tested. What will be the consequences? And often when we discuss consequences, or when we try to anticipate, try to predict future or impact of our decision, then we think majorly about intended consequences. So these are intended consequences which we want to happen, but there are always unintended consequences which will creep in as you try to implement that action course or that decision course. So for that, one thing is uh, try to brainstorm with your team, form a team, and team should be of your trusted people, and there should not be any scope for what we call in Marathi kushmaskara, or so advice should be very accurate, not just to please the decision maker. That is the core of that. So you can anticipate some unintended consequences also, but still some will remain. But you will understand in implementation stages, if you monitor implementation stages. So what happens in critical times, many times you will not be able to monitor the situation, so you have to delegate the authority or delegate the responsibility, and make your team, because it is our now extended team. Decision makers is one team, then implementing agency is another team, then make your team also proficient, efficient. So that is your responsibility, and how much efficiency and with how much consistency they are implementing decisions, that is to be monitored. And spot the people who can delegate on your behalf if you are not able to monitor 100%, because you have also other jobs, also other critical things, or daily routine jobs also. So and they are also indispensable, they are also important. You cannot deny them also, you have to take responsibility of them also. So you can delegate to trusted some leaders. So it's important in normal times, and also in critical times also, you have to develop leaders uh, below the ladder also, not just at the top. From top to bottom you have to develop, or bottom to top, uh, in its entire structure of organization you have to build leaders in normal times, which will help in you critical times. And you can see ability, you have to that ability to discern that some people will rise to the occasion of critical times. So you have to be watchful about that, and give responsibility accordingly. So and then now come to the this part, what is critical times, why it has originated, what's its origin, and how it affects different stratas of society or different stakeholders in that event. So you have to check where it impacts and how much it impacts. Then what you can take measures for these different sectors, and how will they respond, what is perception is going. Then another point about implementation, while this is happening, uh, i- if there is a consistency in implementation, you have to monitor that. If there is inconsistency, why there is inconsistency, you have to check on that and take remedial measures immediately, because critical time requires response time to be minimal. So in the minimum amount of response time, you have to make maximum impact. So that is the test of leadership. In this way, you have to tackle the situation. Thus, how to foster the critical thinking in critical times. This is all about it. So I think I have covered some points, but I hope our readers or our what do we say, watchers, no, uh, prekshak, audience you can pardon my lack of English fluency, but try to understand and response with your valuable comments. What are the points you think in whichever language you are compatible with, especially Marathi, Hindi, English, and other also. I will take help of translators, so that is not the thing. Whichever Indian language or even foreign language, you can give feedback or suggest some new points, which are points mentioned already, or else if you differ with some of the points I mentioned, then you are also welcome. So please comment and give me some feedback, and please subscribe, like, share, and subscribe our channel, and spread the word. Thank you. Jai Hind.